I've worked with entrepreneurs and executives, and business owners and high achievers. And every time they try to go and do what they do in business, which they're amazing at, and they try to take that and do it with their families, right, their spouse and their children, they fail miserably, and it breaks my heart every single time.
You know that this right here forever. And there will be no surrender. This right here forever.
When business owners do this one thing, they lose, and it doesn't work. So how is it possible that on one part, they could go lead teams and create revenue and build the brand and impact and be on stages and be on best-selling lists, and they can do all these amazing things while at work and in business, and people are like, yeah, and they're patting them on the back and they're getting all these kudos and accolades. And then when they try to take that thing and apply it here in the home and in their family, they lose. Isn't it crazy that we can absolutely win in one part of our life, and every time we try to come and apply that with our marriage and our children, we fail? Would you like to know what that one thing is? Because I've seen it over and over and over again. And it's this one thing that just all of them fail at. And I want to share that with you right now. And it's simply this. Instead of trying to do more with your family, the secret is to be with them. Let me say this again. Instead of trying to attack it like you got all these checklists and targets and benchmarks and milestones, you got to do all these things and keep up with everyone on social media and keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths, and just be with them. My sons, they love it when I'm just with them. And in today's language, we call that being present. Now, right now, you're like, wait, hold on. Like in the business world, it's about doing this and about doing this and overcoming this. But I want to give you 3 things that can help you to be present. And the reason why I share this is really simple. I heard a story that moved me so much. Right? There's this man who's super successful, like wealthy, he's got money, he's got the accolades, right? And like, I get it. I see guys online and I see people that I look up to, and there's a part of every man and or woman who's producing and an owner that we want that. And he provides and puts a great roof, and they travel, and they've got second and third home vacations and all the things that money could buy. And then he takes his children to college, takes his oldest to college. And this man is thinking, man, I've done a great job. Like, I've done it. And they're sitting there getting ready to have his son go into the dorms. And the son starts to cry. And the father's sitting here thinking, man, like, I've done it. I've given him everything that, right, all that we've done, all this traveling and all this stuff. And the son is crying and looking at his dad. And the son's like, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know you. The man was taken back. Why? Because while the father thought he was doing all these things, he was never, ever present. He was never with his children. He was stuck to his phone. He was on laptops. He was in business meetings. While you provide the money part, which is a critical component, you've got to be present. You've got to be. So I want to share with you 3 things right now to help you to be present, right? To actually help you to be with your family, to be with your spouse, to be right there. Number 1, listen. Listening is not like doing all the technique and tactical, and while you're listening, your mind is over here. No, you have to practice. Let me say again, you got to practice listening. The art of listening is about listening with your eyes, listening with your ears, listening with your heart, and with your eyes, you're observing. You're looking at everything. With your ears, you're listening to what they are saying and what they are not saying. I have one of my sons, and I ask him, I take my sons to school every day. I drop my 2 younger ones off, and then I take my oldest one to his school, and we have conversations in the car. We have teaching moments, and they're really listening moments. And I just ask questions and I listen. Part of listening with your eyes is like actually looking at them. And if you start to drift and think about business, come back. One of the greatest sources of joy as a father, as a mother, is to have your children say, thanks for listening. So I'm taking my kids to school, and there's one day I'm just asking my son's questions, and I could tell something was off. Like I could just tell it, but he wouldn't tell me. Look, your children aren't just gonna come out and spill the beans. There's been enough examples in your life where you weren't present, so they just don't even try. You know what I'm talking about? And I get it, because my kids will say, Daddy, and I'm not present, and they'll say, never mind. And as soon as I hear never mind, I'm like, hold on, let me do this. Okay, I'm all yours. Listen. My son, I remember we're sitting there talking, he's late to class, we're just talking, I'm listening, and he's telling me about kids making fun of him because he's not as athletic and this and that. And I cry and he cries, and I'm like, I can just have empathy with him. Because I was this professional athlete, this collegiate athlete, and bless his heart, he's amazing, but kids hold him to the standard. So in that one example, I was just listening. What would it take for you to listen to your children? Put your phone down, put your business mind over here, and just listen, be present. You're listening to what they're saying. You're listening to what they're not saying by what they're saying. You're watching with your eyes, you're feeling with your heart, and you're saying, I am the world's greatest listener. So that's the first thing, number one, listen. Number two, I ask you to put what we call blackout time. What's a blackout time? Take your cell phone and put it away. Don't even have it on you. Blackout means there's just you and them. Like this past weekend, I took my sons, we went to the skate park. My youngest is on the skate park. My two boys were throwing the pigskin. I left my phone in the car. Now some of you are like, well, but I want to get pictures. My son has a phone. I leave my phone because it's so habit to pull my phone and check social media notifications, emails. Why do I need to know that if I'm with them? So number one, listen. Number two, blackout. 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, maybe you need to start with 1 hour. There's no cell phones and you're just together. You know what that's gonna mean? Consistently compounded over time, your children will say, man, when we talk, our daddy listens. And the other night when we did this, it's like 3.5 hours, no cell phone, just throwing the pigskin, just laughing, just watching my son on the skate park, just high-fiving. We were doing beatbox battles. It was amazing. You wanna have those things consistently over time. And the third thing, hold your children every day. I have a rule in my house where I hug my wife and each son for at least 30 seconds. Now, 30 seconds turns into sometimes a minute, and it doesn't matter where we're at. I will say, come here, and they will just lean on me and I'll just hug them. I'll put my face here, I'll kiss them, I'll whisper, and I'll tell them things like, you're awesome. Daddy's proud of you. Like, you make us so proud. We love you, because the messages that they hear from me, I've got to battle all the messages from the world. I've got to battle all the kids on the playground. I've got to battle social media and all these influences out there that may not be in alignment. So I'm listening, right? I've got blackout time so I can be fully present, and I hug them. Now, something's gonna happen. They're gonna get used to it, and they're gonna be like, where's my hug? Hug them, squeeze them, give them messages, whisper to them, build them up, tell them you love them. Every single day. And I share this with you because our world, we need greater parents. Husbands, fathers, mothers. We need people who are willing to secure the home. And imagine what would happen if we secured every home. The community grows. And if every community was doing this, right, there's less problems with children growing up. There's less problems out in the marketplace because you're a husband, we call it a 5-star daddy, 5-star mom, a 5-star husband, 5-star wife. So my invitation for you, will you do these simple things? Now look, I get it right there. I'm giving you a lot of information. So I've got a simple checklist of things for you to do. And if you'll just click on the link below, I'm gonna give you my free, what I call powerful parenting. It's gonna give you these things, but in depth, so you can actually go apply it. Because as much as I want you to feel good and get a message, more importantly, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Your children are waiting. I promise you, man. Your children, your sons, your daughters, they're waiting for you to connect, to listen, to be with them, to have the phone be second, third priority, and have them be first. And then they need your touch. They need your love. They need your whispering. They need your building, your words of building them up. click on the link below, and I'd love to give you my powerful parenting. And let's go make a difference for our children so that they can carry on this legacy of great parenting and love and happiness in our lives. I'll see you on the other side. And a PS, if there's someone you know, perhaps your spouse, perhaps a friend, someone you go to the gym with, someone you go to church with, someone you work with, share this with them. You can either tag them or send this to them in the messenger. Listen, I want this message. If there's only one message you ever get from Satema, it's about being a parent who loves children, who brings your children up. So share this with them. It means so much to me because I love my children. I love my spouse. And I know your children and your spouse, they want the best from you. So go give it to them. Share this, tag them. Thank you so much.